back in the kitchen with the Barlow Queen. And today is Sunday. It's about maybe 8 o'clock. Harold's hunting, so I've got the house to myself. I wanted to try to make some butter. If y'all watch people cooking recipes, I watch all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to try this butter thing because it sounds super duper easy. All you need is heavy whipping cream. There you got. That's all you need. I know growing up, my grandmother made her own butter. My grandmother McKinnon. I don't know how she made it, and if anybody out there in the YouTube world has a recipe, send it to me. But all she told me was she started with a pound of butter, and she added all kinds of stuff to it, and ended up with 2 pounds of butter, but half the fat. So I don't know if she added yogurt. I mean, I don't know, but it was like snowy white, super creamy, best tasting butter ever. But I don't have that recipe, so we're going to do this super simple, just make basic butter, and we're going to see how it goes. So I can't tell you how much it's going to make because I don't know. And if it tastes like poop, I'll tell you that too. I'm sure it won't because it's heavy whipping cream. You know, just saying. I'm going to try to open this without splattering myself. And I splattered. I knew I would. So I have got 32 ounces. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump all this heavy whipping cream into my bowl. I've got my whisk attachment onto my KitchenAid mixer. And I know you can do this with a hand mixer, but why? If you have a stand mixer, let's just try it first. We'll see how good I am at this, and then we'll do something different. And I know I had stuff all over my counter. We just got back from vacation, and between snacks and everything, I've got a kitchen full of stuff. So all I have done is just put in this heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to lift my bowl up. And I did hear several people say it's going to splatter. So let me grab a dish towel, I guess is what you call it. And I'm just going to put this over it so that I don't wear more of it than I need to. So I'm going to start this out on low. Let me just look at it and see how fast my low's going. Well, that's not going to splatter. Maybe they had a lot more in their bowl. We're going to try it. Now, I have absolutely no idea how long this is going to take. So, I'm thinking 10, 15 minutes maybe. So I'm just getting it going, and then once it starts to separate and the butter starts forming, I'll go higher. But while it's doing that, I'm going to show you this crock I bought. Isn't that super duper cute? This fits down inside of it so that you can keep it room temperature. So once your butter's done, and I am going to add a little bit of salt to mine because I like salted butter, but this is a butter bell. So you put your butter in here, and then I tested mine first, and my crock, since this is a homemade, I guess you call it homemade, at a pottery store. So I think if you buy these through like Amazon, online, whatever, they've got a line inside of them that tells you how high to put your water level, and you put cold water in it to whatever your fill line is. But since mine's homemade, there's not a fill line, so I just kept playing with the water. So I have 1/4 cup of water in mine. And basically, you just put cold water in it. You fill this part with your butter. You put it in upside down, like this. And then the water So see the water's dripping? Can you see that? So you basically just want the edge of this. You don't want water like inside, like this is dry. You basically just want the rim to go down into the water, and that way it keeps bacteria and air and all this stuff out from making your butter spoil or become contaminated with bacteria. But you can leave it on your counter and it'll stay soft and spreadable. You can leave it on your counter for like 30 days like this, and all you got to do is change your water out every 3 days, basically. And I use butter a lot on bread. I'm thinking about trying to make some homemade bread later on today, so I'll let you know. So basically, it's really not doing anything yet. I'm going to tilt you. So, like I say, I think it's going to take a little bit of time. So, I'm going to pause you, and then when something good starts happening, I'll let you know. Well, we are still going. I just wanted you to see we're at the cream, what is this, Cool Whip topping kind of consistency right now. We're making our own Cool Whip. That's what that is. So we just gonna keep right on beating. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I have made a complete mess. And I honest to goodness did not know if this was gonna turn out or not, because I'm thinking, what the crap am I doing? Have I done something wrong? You see, I have the towel, because once it started coming together, it happens so fast. So I started freaking out because all I'm getting is Cool Whip. But you keep going way past the Cool Whip stage, and I'm telling you, my mixer is covered. I'm going to tilt you down so you can see what I'm looking at. Well, except my filthy buttermilk covered mixer. But here is my butter. So, let's see. So this is the butter we made. Don't worry, my hands are clean. So from what I see, we're just going to get all this butter out and drop it into this ice water. Don't ask me, I know it sounds crazy, but that's what we're going to do. And I'm just pushing it through the, the whisk here. Hold on, I do have a spatula I could probably use for that. But I'm really amazed that so far so good. Because like I said, I was about to have a panic attack. So this looks like it's going to make a good bit of butter if I can just get it all out of my whisk. I guess I could, let me see if I can tilt you a little bit more. Y'all know I ain't the best at this. Okay. Alright, that's a little bit better. So you can see I'm just trying to get the butter out. So what's left in the mixer, obviously, is buttermilk. And so what I do when I have buttermilk that I don't use, because if I'm making biscuits or a cake that calls for it, you know you're not going to use all that buttermilk. And I used to just throw it away, and then I was like, what the crap? So now I freeze it into I freeze some half cups and some cups. And so now whenever I need buttermilk, I just thaw it out. I've about got it all. But the purpose of putting it into this ice water, from what I have read, is just to get all the buttermilk washed out of the butter. almost got it there. So, voila. Let me throw this in my sink. Whoop. I did just drop a little bitty bit of butter on the floor, but it'll be all right. So now, as far as I know, because y'all know we learning. Oh, I probably should have lifted my sleeve up. Ooh, don't kill me, y'all. Okay, so you just kind of take this and just keep dipping it into your ice water, and you're just squeezing the moisture, the buttermilk, out of the butter. This is actually kind of fun, but you just squeezing it, forming it into a ball, then you squeeze it back out, then you put it back in here and rinse it in the ice water again. I'm telling you, I've been watching people do this, and I figured this was easy enough. I would not mess it up for my first time trying, but you never know. So, basically, this is it. We have homemade butter. So it's supposed to run clear. And I'm not really getting anything else out of it. So I'm going with, that's going to be my butter. But maybe I'll do it one more time just to be on the safe side. Because like I said, I ain't never done this before. And if you have, you are more than welcome to give me tips and tricks. Because I like to do old-timey fashion stuff. And ooh, that ice water is cold. I know the ice in the water part gave it away, but Lord have mercy. Alright. When I squeeze this out, and that's going to be my last time squeezing this butter to get this water out. And then, I know some people have these like wooden flat things that they form their butter into rectangles with. But I'm one of those people who normally buy everything under the sun and then I don't use it, and then my husband gripes at me for wasting money. So I figured we're just going to see what we got today. So I'm going to put my butter down on a cutting board. I'm going to take this and dump it. Leave that for when Harold gets back. Okay. I'm going to move this mixer out of the way, but let me show you. So this is all buttermilk. It doesn't look like a ton of buttermilk to me. Maybe, I'm guessing 2 cups. We'll see. Lord, can you see? Hold on a second. Let me show you my mixer. Y'all know I'm going to have stuff everywhere in this kitchen when Harold gets home. But my hands are full of butter. Do you see that milk in the bottom? Buttermilk? Now, when I say this buttermilk went everywhere, it went everywhere. Alright, I'm going to leave you pinned down for a minute. Let's see if I can push this back. Okay. Harold's normally my muscles. So basically what I'm going to do now, or I guess attempt to do, let me get you where you can see. Sorry, I hate to cover the camera. I'm just trying to lower you. Okay, so this is my butter. So I'm going to take my wooden spoon here. Growing up, I did not get a bunch of spankings with a wooden spoon. I know a lot of people did. I got a lot of slaps across the face because I had a very smart mouth. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But the Lord's still working on me. So I'm just gonna kind of flatten this out some. And I'm thinking I ended up with more that's gonna fit in my Butterbell. But that's okay. I can put it in another container. So I'm just flattening it out. And since I've got butter on my hands, I'm not going to touch that salt. Here's a half of a teaspoon. I'm probably going to only do about a half of that. Yeah, because I don't want too salty. So I'm just going to sprinkle. I'm just going to say salt to taste. I scooped up about half of that, but I didn't really use it all. So then you're just going to fold it in and mix it throughout your butter. So total mixing time might have been like 20 minutes. And since I'm super new, I started out, since I'm new because I started today, I started out really slow on the mixer. So if you've done this before, you're probably not going to take as long as I did. But it goes from the whipping cream stage to the fluffy stage to the Cool Whip stage. And I'm thinking I did something wrong. And then next thing you know, it's sloshing in there. And you can hear the difference when it actually turns to butter. Because I was like, by that time I had it covered with the towel. And then I was like, oh wow, it's butter now. Alright, so that should be good. So, I'm going to take my beautiful crock. Yeah, I don't know how much is going to actually fit in here. Doesn't look like a whole lot. So next time I'll make half this. So I'll do just 2 cups instead of 4 cups. But like I say, it will keep it spreadable, soft, fresh in the crock for 30 days. And this I'll just roll up in parchment paper and put in the refrigerator. So I don't want to go much higher because I do have a little bit of water in that crock, and I don't really want my butter to touch the water. So that's why I've got my crock set to where just the rim is going to hit. Okay, so that works. And I promise you, when you flip your crock over, get some of that butter off my hands, that it will not fall out. It will stay. So this is what I ended up with in my crock. So I've got let's see, you can see my water in there. And I'm just going to turn it over. And then it'll sit on the counter. And whenever I want butter, Here it is, ready to go. And like I said, every 3 days, just change your water to fresh water, and that will help it. And I will get some parchment paper for this. Let me tilt you guys back up. That worked real well. Yeah, I know. I have problems. As my husband would say, problems and situations. There. So I will take care of this, and I honestly think I'm going to try to make some homemade bread to go with this butter today. I'm still getting up enough courage, but I think I might try it because I found a recipe that looks like it would be easy for someone who's never done it. I do probably need to invest in a bread maker machine thing, but we're going to try it in the oven. So I will jump off here. I hope this was not too scatterbrained. I just kind of wanted to walk you through as I walked through it so you can kind of see what's going on and if it's something you would like to do or not. Just the idea of having fresh butter intrigues me because I love butter. But anyway, just like Paula Deen, butter makes everything better. But I will catch you guys on the next one, and if my bread is a success, I will post it later. Thanks, guys. Bye.